Hi guys, and thanks for watching our weather update on July 12th, 2023. So starting off with our satellite imagery from nova.gov, I can see that we have some quite clear skies over the north, but a bit of cloud rolling in off the Atlantic further south. This is the 12-hour rainfall radar from met.ie, and it shows that this morning showers formed readily over the north, with some sunshine and instability. Also in the south along a slight front, but between those two zones of showers, it was mainly dry, and the showers in the north did extend further south towards North Leinster. So they affected Ulster and North Leinster, possibly also into Sligo for a time, but also a few showers over Kerry, Cork, and Waterford, and possibly along the south coast of Wexford. But bar that, I'm not sure over like Laois and Offaly, Galway. But I mean, those were the only showery regions today. Some thunderstorms did blossom over parts of South Tyrone and Antrim. But seriously, many areas were dry today. A few strikes of lightning there across Louth, for example, also as well. And the showers just gradually pushed eastwards this evening, fading out as they did so. And this evening is now a mainly dry and clear evening. Bar a few showers towards Dublin, for example, but they are the exception to the rule. This dry and clear evening. Also, possibly a few showers towards Kerry. But yeah, these are the UKV high-res 5-day forecasts. Now, the 12-set run hasn't updated for some reason, so we have the 3 AM charts instead. So they're out of date, but they're the newest. They're technically not out of date because actually the 15 set hasn't updated. So they're technically the new. This is technically the latest run. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, back to business. Today, showers formed, especially over the north and the south. This evening, they faded away to leave a dry night for most, bar some showers peppering the western northern coasts. Tomorrow morning, we see a dry morning nationwide, before showers blossom across the northeast of the country, and a warm front moves in towards the southwest, moving gradually northwards during tomorrow. So by tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, it's over the northern half of the country. Some rain in that, not that heavy, but quite a damp night for the north tomorrow and the afternoon, and quite damp tomorrow afternoon for the south. But by Friday morning, we see another area of rain moving towards the south. That is heavy, and along that, winds will pick up somewhat as well. Into Saturday and Sunday. Saturday here, we see the occlusion wrapping around the low towards Ireland again, and that gradually becomes more showery as we go through the day. But there could be some big downpours in that. Again, thundery hail possible as well. Off into Sunday, we see showers forming, some heavy and thundery, and into Monday, it looks like Monday morning starts off clear in the east, but showery in the west. And my guess is that if we could go into Monday afternoon, that these showers would form quite widely over the country with some thermals and the heating. These are the temperature forecasts from the UKV for the next 5 days. So you can see that today we got to around the high teens in the east, mid teens further westwards. Tonight, values will drop away to around 8 or 9 degrees in the north, 10 or 11 in the east, but 12 or 13 in the west. Tomorrow morning, values will rise quite readily. But something that's quite interesting is that as we go through the day, it will never really warm up in Munster until the evening. That's as the warm front will move in early in the day, and that will limit any sunshine there. And as I said, in the summer, the strength of the sun makes all the difference in temperature between the cloudy zone and the bright and sunny zone. It makes all the difference. Seriously. So what happens is it warms up towards the high teens, anywhere bar Munster by midday, but it's gradually eating away through the afternoon, so that by 4 p.m, only the East Coast and Ulster have high teens, brushing 20 degrees, while the rest of the country is pegged back at around like 14 or 15 degrees. Is eating away further towards the evening time, while some yellows do return towards Munster towards the end of the day, while the yellows in the north are really dying out. Into Friday morning, values don't really drop from the evening values. They drop by about a degree. So by 3 a.m. Friday, we're widely around 12 to 14 degrees. Into Friday afternoon, we do see some quite warm temperatures across South Clare, into Limerick, Kerry, South Cork, South Waterford, and Wexford. The high teens there, but elsewhere only around 14 degrees or possibly 15 degrees. That is as that wet and windy weather does move northwards and limits any sunshine. But at the end of the day, in the south, as the rain clears and sunshine does poke through, temperatures could rise towards the high teens. And this just shows you how the sun makes all the difference in July and in any month, like between like say April and October, really. Sun makes all the difference. Into Saturday itself, it'll be quite a showery day and breezy as well. Winds from the northwest, so coolest over the northwest, brightest in the southeast, and warmest there as well because of the sunshine. So possibly up towards the high teens over time, but elsewhere mid-teens, quite bleak for mid-July. Actually, that is, I think Sunday or Monday marks the middle of summer, the exact halfway, high summer. So it's not a Sunday, quite chilly, around 10 degrees in the south, 12 in the north. Sunday only gets to around the high teens, widely mid-teens in the west, possibly 20 degrees in the northeast. And actually, it's that Monday morning, quite chilly in the east and north. It's like East Ulster, North Leinster, Sligo, East Leinster, I think I said that, did I? And off into Munster, South Munster, 9-10 degrees, but elsewhere 10 to 12. So it looks like that in high summer we won't be like high summer, if you see what I mean. It'll be quite opposite that, quite autumnal actually. If you see what I mean. These are the GEFS NAO index observed in forecasts ensembles. And you see that the NAO is the North Atlantic Oscillation. Measures pressure between Iceland and the Azores. And if you've got low pressure towards Iceland and high pressure towards the Azores, you get a positive NAO, and vice versa for a negative NAO. As you can see, that throughout July so far, we've had a very strongly negative NAO. There we are right now on July 12th. You can see, and in the summer, as I said, a negative NAO removes pressure. It removes the low pressure from Iceland and Greenland, and replaces it with an area of high pressure, a block, and the displaced low just sits over the UK, for example, and gives us the cool and wet weather that we're having now. But as we go into the final third of July, if you just follow this black dashed line, that's the Ardent double mean. And yesterday, towards the end of the run, it was forecasted to be bang on neutral, that's this black line right here. Today is trending even more positive, to be slightly above neutral actually. By the time we get towards about, I think about July 21st, for example, about an index of plus 0.25. So I think update by update, this backdash line is moving upwards, is trending more positive, and that, as I said, correlates a lot of the time to a strengthening Azores high. And in the summer, that is how we get our decent spells of dry and warm weather. That is how we get them. So what happens is the Azores high reaches towards us, and either sits over us or moves eastwards into Germany, for example, and we either just generate our homegrown heat, or we waft up a southerly plume, a Spanish plume, a heat surge, a heat wave. So that is the first step to. So that shows that the Azores high may be strengthening towards the middle of July, or towards the second half of July. Anyway, this is the GEFS 12 set run, so we'll see if that means anything. We got all that low pressure though to see first though. This weekend, that deep low coming in, quite autumnal with that one. That moves away by Monday, Tuesday. Pressure is more slack. High pressure towards the southwest, like the Azores high, is ridging towards France. I think it'll have an effect though. It will act to kill off a lot of showers, I think. Tuesday, Wednesday, but more low pressure does move in from the west. Not as deep though with that one. Then we move off towards next Saturday, and the Azores high does try and move in. They were still keeping the wind in from the northwest, so that be cool and dry, but cloudy, quite bleak really. Not really anything to be happy about. Then moving off into Tuesday, July 25th, more low pressure rolls in, and we move in towards the end of July, and pressure does try and rise over us, but that low to our west looks quite vigorous. Though actually, that high is standing its ground. So just shows you that the Azores high is getting stronger as the NAO goes more positive. The ECM run does show that low pressure just spiraling around. Though in the end, next week, by Wednesday, July 19th, the Azores high is showing signs of getting a bit more strong there. And by Friday or Saturday next week, that is pretty much right over us. So that will bring us warm and dry weather. The UK Met run hasn't updated. So Thursday at midnight, nice and cool and showery. Goodbye. GEM run. Let's look at that. See. So as we know, we look cool and showery with this run up until next week. Do we get a high pressure build? Pressure just does get slacker. And I think high pressure does build in here around next weekend. The Azores high is looking quite ridgy there. So I think that next week towards the weekend is one to watch, because there's a high chance that we'll break out of this spell of quite bleak weather again with the icon. Actually, no, we actually don't. Even by Thursday, July 20th, that low pressure is right over us. And finally, we have the arpege. Do we get a build of high pressure with this run? Let us see. Secrets revealed. But by Monday, I think it's too early to tell. Although the high is quite ridgy. Anyway, that's it for now. It definitely does look as though we could get a build of high. Though we could get a build of high pressure towards the end of the month. So getting drier at least, but warmth is the question. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow and bye for now.